Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. I guess we could do this a bit of an angle and just like take a greedy... No, we won't. We won't do that at an angle. We'll just bring it out to there. So there isn't any landscaping that I need to do over here. If you look at it, it's all nice and level right the way through there. So that field is fine. All we got to do is go and get the grinder and stuff, and to be able to fell the trees and get those out of the way. But what I do need to do is to be able to dig this back, and this is potentially going to be expensive. So I'm going to start off by having that as the level I'm going to work to. I'm going to push that back right into this bank here. We're going to dig that back into the stone on this bank. So that's what we're doing. We're digging out all of the earth that's in front. And this is something that I've done working on farms. Dug out back to the stone, and if you've got like slate that you're working into, you can actually dig back quite a bit, and you can dig back into the slate a fair bit as well. You can dig back into the stone. With solid granite you're digging into, it's a different matter entirely, but this, well, this is actually limestone by the look of it. Limestone is kind of a medium one, so it is soft enough that you can dig some of it. You just can't dig in loads of it. So we're going to dig back there. Anything that's got soil on it is obviously stuff that we can remove. And then we can dig a little bit into this stone. But we can't dig very much. That's actually more than that's more than we need. If we can dig that back into there, I think that's going to be absolutely fine. So next I'm going to just soften the edges here. We'll go with the softener. See, I'm just softening these edges on here a little bit. So this, now, obviously, if we were digging this out, it wouldn't be jagged edges like we've just done. It would be soft like this, where we've been scraping it down with the digger. And that's what we've got. We've got these soft edges all the way along here. Let's just soften all of that up there as well. Yeah, we would have put the bucket up as high as we could. Scrape that down through. That's looking a lot better, isn't it? Yeah, that looks more like some sort of natural edges. And then we've been careful to keep a nice level surface down over here. Now, I do need to just come over this and smooth it. I'm going to smooth this bit as well. There was a bit over here that we've got. It's a little bit rough. I don't want to get too close to the field on this side. There's like a patch there that the tractor's always bouncing around on, so I figure this is the perfect time to just smooth that over a little bit. I think that's much better, actually. Now, where's that patch of dirt? That's just there. I'm half tempted to... No, I won't. I'll leave that. I was just thinking, I'm tempted to kind of do something with that, but no, I'm not going to touch it. Now... How level? It's actually pretty level from this side over to that side is pretty level. So we could just take our level from here. Actually, I don't want to take that level. I take it level like this. If I take this level from here and I run that all the way along there. So again, we're kind of digging more out with the digger. We're going through. We're doing a lot of work with this. It goes along there, and you can see here just where that concrete is. It's raising it ever so slightly there, so I have gone up a little bit. If I go in there and bring it out, I'm going to lower it down just a little tiny bit further so it's the same level as the silage clamp. Like that. And then we'll blend it back over this side. So... yeah, there's some stone that we're digging out here, but it's not too bad. The digger is doing all right with this. He's not struggling terribly to get this through. There's good patches of soil in there, which is making it a little bit easier for the machine to work through. Bring it out over this way, and okay, we'll come back and we'll smooth that off afterwards. And to go through here. Now, this is going to be the difficult bit. I need to be able to make a track through here, but I also got to keep in mind that we've also got a track there existing anyway. And we don't want to kind of mess that up too much. So I'm going to come down that side there. And I've got to dig into the track at the moment so that we've got enough room here. Now, this we may actually have to hire a breaker to go with the digger that we've hired, the excavator that we've hired to bring this in, because there's quite a lot of stone that we're having to dig through there on that bit. But this is something that is going to be worth our while. So it is something that is worth spending that little bit of money on now to get right, and then we can sort of deal with it, like finish things off later. Okay, so we're going to dig that right out round there. I want this road's got to come all the way out through here, yeah? So again, a lot of this would probably be able to be just taken out with the digger without any trouble. But that, stripped down through there, that's the breaker is going to be working on that. We have the breaker on the digger, and that's going to be working hard. So we spent several thousand digging this out. Haven't spent, like, everything that we own, but we have spent a good chunk. We need to go and get the tractor so that we can remove that tree. And we'll also do the other trees, and then we can sort of blend in the rest of it. Just for a minute, we will just soften these edges here to make it actually look like the digger has done this work rather than some magical hand of God type thing. And there we go. That's better. Right. It's a little bit uneven there. That we'll come back to. We just want to kind of like soften this around the edge on here. There we go. Right, that's looking pretty good. And I'm thinking that we're not going to have grass on this bank. I'm thinking that's all going to be dug back to stone. It would make more sense if that was actually dug all the way back to stone now. Which means that we don't want the grass on here either. We kind of want to smooth that grass away and then change it to stone. Right, so we do that there. And then I can also go along here and just kind of smooth out this yard a little bit. Yeah, like that. So with some edges here that we wanted to just make sure we're blended in properly. It's looking pretty good up through there, I think. And so is the rest of this. Okay. Fairly happy with that. We now want to put stone in around here. So we need to press X to change that. And then we just go through and we select the stone type that we want, which is not that one. That's concrete. I don't want concrete. I want stone. This is the various types of grass that I'm scrolling through at the moment. I really hope that they do with... See, that's gravel there. That's paving, which is really cool. But this is the one that we want right here. So we've got stone here, and this is kind of what we've dug right back into for our yard. Like that. I'll put some grass maybe up on some of those edges, but this here is definitely, this is all stone now that we've dug back into on here. And stone down there, so we don't really need to worry about doing too much extra on that. Like, because we've dug this back so much. Yeah, we're not going to have to worry about putting too much concrete down on this. If you've got a solid stone base like this, I mean, yeah, it is limestone. It is chalk, essentially, what we've got here. It's not the best, but it is still a stone base. And quite frankly, a chalk stone base is... Whilst it's not the best one that you will ever find, it's still pretty good. Granite would be better. If this was granite, that would be fantastic. If it was slate, we'd probably want to concrete some of the areas, because slate does tend to get quite loose with time. Right, I think we'll call it. Yeah, well, I think that's pretty good. And then I just want to go here now. So that's concrete. It's this dirt texture here that I want to bring that down a little bit smaller. And then we're kind of getting rid of the rest of the grass, at least around here. So that's going to come up there. And I'll finish doing the landscaping bit in a minute. We want to remove the tree before I finish doing that landscaping bit there. So we'll just go with this with dirt rather than trying to concrete any of this. I think the packed dirt over this part of the yard is going to be absolutely fine. So that's going to be packed dirt up there. And then we need to sort of blend the rest of that. So that's you up through there like that. And I'm going to Oh, wait, I've got the wrong selection on for that. So if I go down through here, bring that in there like that. There. And this is going to be packed up. I'll just finish that off in a second. I'm going to switch back over to this. And I'm going to remove all of the grass up through there. Like that. And let's spin you around over here. So we just want to do... Oh, wrong button. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Right, double mouse button together. Let's go back over it again and just smooth it out. There we go. No harm, no foul. And I'll just go over it with the middle mouse button, just around the edges, just blend anything. If there was any, like, slight little bumps that have been left behind, just want to blend those back in again. Just make sure that you've got it right. And let's switch over to paint mode, shall we? Be a better one to use. And then we can paint all of this in as packed dirt. We're not going to concrete this bit. That was never the plan. We've got a lovely bit of hard stone in on the back of it there anyway, which I'm quite pleased about. So we can remove this. Right back in there. Alright, that's all of the grass gone from up there. We'll also do a little bit kind of like just taking back that way. Don't think we need to do any more than that, really. Right, let me spin that one around. Is that gonna... I think that's pretty good, actually. I know it looks a little bit weird with all of this stone, but I mean, we've just dug back into the hillside, that's why. So we kind of got like this is opened out a little bit. If I make that a bit smaller here, we'll put in a little, we'll kind of like mix in a bit of dirt on this couple places like this. Random. The problem with random is that to the human eye, random never actually looks random. For us, when you say, oh, it's a random pattern, someone will go along and look at it and say, no, it's not. There's a pattern in there. That's not random. Look, you got more bits over here. True randomness is actually not a pattern, and the human brain doesn't cope well with true randomness. So when we say we randomly put stuff down, we don't put random stuff down. Like, it isn't random at all. It's a very carefully thought out pattern to make it appear random, but to the human brain it still also appears acceptable. It's quite a remarkable thing. There's a whole science behind truly randomness. True randomness, that there is a full proper science behind it. Right, so I'm going to need to switch over to this one now. I'm going to need to increase my brush strength, which is going to go up like that. We're going to go all the way up to 3, which is maximum. We're going to bring this one out like this, and this is the bit that we need to be careful of. We want to get this path back in place. So we don't want to go overboard with the path. Bring that in through there like that, but then I want to get back over to this side, and I want to bring that down again like that, and then I want to blend it up on this side here, and you can see it's quite savage movements because I got the brush strength so high, but that is quite deliberate. I want that brush strength up high, I want these savage movements, because I kind of want to bring this down into a U shape, bit of a bowl in here. We can actually drive up there, but this is typically a footpath, so all we got to do is make it look like it's comfortable for a footpath, but we still want to be able to get past down here reasonably comfortably with our machinery without it sort of tipping over too much. I think that's going to be all right. So I'm quite happy with that bit. So now I need to go over to the main farm. And I'll get you, and we want to go and we want to deal with these trees next. So if we unhitch you, and yeah, I know it's actually still raining. You know what? I was just wondering if we should go and do everything before I fast forward time too much. Yeah, I think we will. I think we will actually try and do everything before we go fast forwarding a load of time. So let's bring you over to here. We'll do this little bit of work in the rain. I've got a couple of jobs that I need to do, so I can't just go and take the plow with me for plowing up the new field. So I'm going to need to take this one over, and then we're going to want to go and take a plow and a... So I can take the plow and the seed drill in one go. So I can come back over with this tractor once we've done this job. Let's go. And come back with the... Yeah, we'll take this over and we're going to do the trees. Then we'll come back and we'll unhitch these. We get the plow and the seed drill in one go, and then we'll take those over. As I'm taking the seed drill over there, I'm going to do that little tiny bit that I said was irritating me on the edge of the fields to the right beside the cattle farm there. There's one little tiny speck of grass that wasn't properly planted, and I find that to be infinitely irritating. So I would like to get that bit moved. Because we've bought another field up here, we do also have the option to take 160,000 when we have it available and go and put that into a new solar panel, which is almost definitely something that we will go and do. So I want to go to this one, I need to unfold that one, and then I want to start, I need to unfold it. And I'm going to get this tree out here. I said I wasn't too concerned about the tree itself. I'm actually planning to do anything here. But I do want to get rid of the tree so that it doesn't get in the way of the hired help coming up through here and doing stuff like that. So if I switch over to this one, start you up, that's taking the stump out. I'll lower this down just to make sure that it has got that stump out properly. Yeah, you can just stay doing what you're doing. And if I switch over to this one, I can start you up. Are you going to be able to do it down like that? Don't think you are you? We're going to need to do it up like that. There. Right. So I bring you in like that, and then I can just spin round and put that one over the top. Lower it down a bit. Bring it back up, and then we can move on to the next one over here. So I want to go and select that one. There's 4 trees long here. I'm not going to worry about the ones over on the other side of the road. I think they can stay where they are. But this one here, you kind of just need to do a little bit of a wiggle like that to make it work properly. And you go over the top. I lower it down and lift it up like that. This, I love the bio belts here. This isn't actually how the mod is originally set, by the way. I've gone and done this myself. I made some alterations to it, and I'm not entirely sure what numbers it was that I tweaked in order to make the thing work properly. But it does work a lot better now, and it picks stumps right out of the ground from deep down, whereas it wasn't doing that before. Now I can have it in a raised position, and it will still actually get rid of the stump, which it definitely didn't do before. You did have to lower it down, but I found definitely on the Boulder Canyon series, I struggled with that one in order to be able... I really did struggle with the Boulder Canyon series to remove the trees properly. There were some serious issues with that. Oop, I don't want to do that. I want to go to this one. So I did really struggle in the Boulder Canyon series at times to properly clear all of the stumps, because when you're placing down that many trees, it's easy to get some of them placed just a tiny fraction too low on a map, and that's something that I never really liked about that map. And it's something... I do like playing the tree maps. Like, I like that challenge of carving your own farm out of the wilderness. It's quite a cool experience being able to do that. It's something different. But the downside of it is you do have to get yourself some kind of unrealistic mod in order to be able to properly get rid of all of the trees, because otherwise you will be left with trees. You will end up with tree stumps that are down below the ground. Your stump grinder cannot reach them all, at least the game's standard ones can't, and you do need to modify something to make it completely unrealistic so that you can get down low enough to take them out. And I did find that to be a bit of a disappointment. Those of you who watched that series, you also probably remember me going through, and we just go and change that over there like that. Probably remember me going through to start with and trying to use the landscaping mod in order to find the tree stumps. Honestly, I didn't really like doing it that way anyway. Now, here, possibly a stump left behind. You've got to remember, though, that our machine that we got on the front of the tractor is technically also a stump grinder. So it can, in theory, go and do the job as well. Now, I'm just going to take you over to there. And we're going to go into landscaping, and we're going to go over this way. And all I really need to do on here, with our brush strength on full, there we go, we do still have a bit of stump there, is I just want to smooth this off. I don't actually need to do anything other than that. We'll do smoothing here. We've got a nice big turning circle on there. I will press X. That takes us back to this one. We'll bring that down a little bit, and we will dig off some of this like that. And we're going to turn that into packed dirt there, because we'll just sort of say that we dug down a little bit more and we put some more packed dirt on top of it. And then I'll go back over to landscaping again, slightly smaller scale here, and we can blend this corner like that. There, I think that's a bit better. Right, I'm quite happy with that. And then all I got to do is go back over and we get that tree stump out. So we'll take you off. Start you up. There, now we got that stump out. That's gone completely. So this one isn't completely foolproof. Even this one can miss bits, although that was probably because it was already under the ground. So if I go for a drive through here, through our new bit now, it's a little bit uneven from side to side, which you'd expect from any kind of farm track. It's not terribly uneven. Here, we've smoothed things out really nicely as we come around that corner there. There was quite a sharp dip there at one point, which I didn't like. That's now gone, so we no longer have that problem. Generally speaking, I'm quite pleased with our work today. So let's go and fold that one back down, and then I can take this down to the farm. And next task on the list is we're going to hook on the plow, and we're going to hook on the seed drill. We'll hook both of them on together, and then we can bring them up, and we get grass planted. We get that field plowed, and then we get some grass planted in there. I'm also going to run the seed drill just in, and we will do a little tiny bit of a snick onto the grass just on the edge of the cattle field, so that it's got rid of that little tiny black spot there that is really frustrating me every time I see it. It does irritate me, because grass, once I've planted it, I don't want to do anything else to it. I want to leave it there. And so there's little spots that aren't planted. They really show up. The texture of the ground shows through really prominently, and it irritates me. So I'll go over that one. And yes, it does mean that it's going to affect our crop, because obviously we're going to be mowing. We won't be able to mow the new field this time round. That will just have to stay quietly growing in the background. But that's absolutely fine. That's not going to hurt anything at all. Then what? Well, we just got to wait till tomorrow, really. That's about the only thing that we can do now, is we wait until tomorrow when our crop is then ready to go and harvest. We will do the combining. We will then have to cultivate all of the fields so that we can start getting stuff ready to go and plant in the new get the sugar beet planted in, the new sugar beet, any sugar beet. And then after that, we will be planting wheat again. Go right back round and start the whole cycle all over again. And we may even be at a point where we can buy our own potato planter and harvester before we get back round to doing a root crop again. There's no guarantee of that, though. Now, we'll just grab one of these. Doesn't matter which one. Back onto there like that, and we'll take you. Right, I want oilseed radish grass. Let's get this bad boy all the way up to the top farm a minute. I'll leave the plow by the field over here. Look at that. We are properly ready for work right here, aren't we? Look at that. That is a beast that is ready for doing some work. I was just thinking what would actually improve this is if the spikes on the plough were facing the other way, you could do both these jobs at once. If you were so inclined. I'm not so inclined, by the way. I'm going to just leave it exactly as it is, but we are going to put that one to there. We're going to lower that one down and then unhitch it there. We're going to race over towards the cattle farm going this way. So sometimes we'll probably go up that road over there, and sometimes we will go this way. We won't go in behind the wool and then up over the little tiny track over there. That's not going to be an option that we will use because it just doesn't seem like it would be the right thing to do, to be honest. It is technically a footpath that is up round behind there. I mean, yes, we could drive it with the tractor, but all that's going to do is make, if we go driving up through there with a tractor, it's just going to end up making us unpopular with our neighbours, because it's just going to tear up the track, it's going to make it look unsightly, and people don't like that sort of thing. I was just thinking now, you know, maybe we could start a new sport with this. The seed drill drifting right there. I mean, I know that drifting in cars is kind of a thing, isn't it? But I reckon we could be onto something here. Oh, I need to yeah, I'm unfolding it, don't worry. Right. Let's try that again, shall we? I should have pressed X first. Okay, so I've got the planting going on already. And there's that little spot right there just in front of us. So I'm just going to bring that out just enough there. I don't want to do any more than that. Is there another spot right there? Let me have a look. I think there is another little bit over that side. So I'll do the same over there. But I don't know. So I'm going to have this little bit missing this time. I don't think there is actually something here. I think I'm imagining it now. But just in case, I will just do that one little bit. Exactly the same as what I've just done. There, like that. I don't do any more than that. Because all we need is just that little bit in there. That's it. I don't need anything more than that. Right, we're going to go back up round. I'm going to go around the new track this time. Actually, no, let's go around the completely new track. With our drifting seed drill as well. I reckon we could be on to something here. This could be a new sport where we race and we drift seed drills. Look at that. I reckon we could have a lot of fun with this. We could make some money with that. See, also, it's quite steep going up there, isn't it? Ignore the part that we done. It's still quite steep. Let's drift out round this corner. Beautiful, look at that. I think you should get points. Like, you go around the track and you get points for how far out you can make your seed drill drift as you go around the corner. Well, it doesn't have to be a seed drill. I mean, I guess we could use all kinds of implements for this. Just a standard trailer seems a little bit dull, so I'm not sure that we'd want to do it with a standard trailer, but any kind of implement, you know, maybe even a trailed plough. You get one of those big, the Gregoire Besson ploughs. It could be a special category for that. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.